All right. So Pastor Dad, Richard Flat here, and I'm going to shoot this completely different. I've been using my phone up to this point, and I keep on running out of memory, and so I'm going to try to do my tablet and see how in the world that turns out. And so you can see that I am not in a Jetta, and then I'm out in the garage, and I'm going to turn here and see. Okay, so what we're seeing there, that is over my shoulder. That is the router that I use, and that's all. It's all computerized, and was able to set this up here on the sander. All right, so I was able to. Here we go. So I was saying I was going to make purple ribbons out of Purple Heart, and so and that has a pin on the back, and that is that's up on Etsy right now. And that's for people who got um, fibromyalgia or lupus or pancreatic cancer, or those people who support them. And so that's what that is. And what today, what I wanted to be able to share about is in my wife's book, and it is called "In Love with Bangladesh." And this took her about 5 years to be able to write. I went through a couple of different editors. One of them was the editor who edited basically every single book, a missions book having to do with Bangladesh, making sure that all the spelling was right, et cetera, et cetera. That's Jeannie Lockerbie, and she was the editor for Daktar, which is a famous missions book having to deal with Bangladesh. And so, like I said, in love with Bangladesh, my wife and Ken Underwood came up with this cover here, and it says "The Heart of a Missionary," and not this isn't necessarily spoilers, but so when my wife was a missionary nurse in Bangladesh, that she ended up getting a horrible heart virus, and that has caused her all sorts of problems since then. But during the time that she was there, um, she was able to work at two different orphanages and start three clinics. And it's an amazing book, absolutely amazing book. And lots of people who I know who have read it, I mean, they just absolutely love it. It is available on Amazon. You can contact us. I can get you signed copies, including a prayer card in there. And it's different than just going and grabbing a Harry Potter. Not only is it true, but there's something that's kind of unique in that you're able to interact with a bunch of people who are in there. For example, there's all sorts of kids who were in the orphanage uh, in Bangladesh that my wife is friends with now on Facebook, and it's kind of taken on a life of its own. In that uh, there's a gal who has been involved with all sorts of missions work off the back of the book, and has become friends with David Peterson, for example, one of the kids from Home of Joy, um, and I believe that he actually went and stayed there for a while. David actually got to come to the United States, and I got to do his baptism, so which was pretty darn awesome. And in a sense, he considers me, or we consider him, like an adopted son. So he's an orphan, but he calls me dad, and I'm good with that. And so um, no, it's amazing because you can interact with the actual characters who are in the story, which you don't get to in most other books that you read. Just really challenging. I have a friend who read it and said, "Wow, it really feels like I didn't really do much in life." In comparison to all the different things that my wife has done. And I'm uber proud of of my wife. She is absolutely amazing, and I would, do anything I possibly could for her, love her to pieces. And with the whole thing having to do with the heart issues and all the problems that the heart issues cause, um, that's opened up a really unique area for my wife to be able to minister in, to all sorts of other women who have heart failure. Not a club that you want to join, but whatever you're in, God has a plan and He wants to be able to use that. And that's part of her calling. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, God knew what He was doing, and I don't think necessarily anybody can handle, you know, some of the difficult things that God can call us to do. Um, but yeah, I think my wife's amazing, and I encourage you to read the book. Like I said, it's on Amazon. Uh, in Love with Bangladesh. Um, just a shout out to all of our kids in Bangladesh. Oh, and the other thing too, I forgot to mention is there is a Jill Hansen in Bangladesh. David named his daughter after my wife. So anyway, that's what I got today. Hope it encourages you. Get the book, read it. Hope that'll strengthen your faith. God bless you. Talk to you later. Bye bye.